Good Saturday morning to you. Today I'm a little less confused on what day it is. Let's take a quick look at the garden. I didn't see any animals coming through on my little spy camera, just to monitor who might be heading up. Didn't see the cat, didn't see either of the cats, didn't see the raccoon, didn't see the deer. So either the camera's not working or none of them came up. Just looking for changes. I can see some carrots growing in there. I'm guessing this isn't going to change a whole lot up here. I mean, other than the fact that we got some nice flowers on these, and I've got to figure out some stakes on them. Let's see, I've got squash, squash, squash. The only thing I don't have in the squash, it would appear, is the acorn squash, which was on the 2nd of June. It is now it's Juneteenth. So that's 17 days. Yeah, I'll give it a little bit longer before I plant a couple more seeds and see what I can get there. Meanwhile, the corn, wow, that's starting to look really nice. The pumpkin path is doing well. I think I want to do some work up there today. Let's look down here. Nothing climbing yet on the cucumbers. I was hoping that they would grab onto these stakes, but not yet. But you can see that the cantaloupe, the Hale's Best Jumbo there, they are getting bigger, and I think it's time to put them up on the hill. Went through and pulled a bunch of stuff yesterday. But, I mean, look at that Swiss chard. That's looking nice. I think I pulled too much lettuce yesterday. We couldn't consume it, and we're a little bit concerned it might not keep, but it is what it is. Wow, all 4 of the watermelons are sprouting. I'll be able to give those away. And the maybe yellow, I think I didn't mention. I've got nasturtium there. I've got a volunteer nasturtium there. I got another one in the back, so it's another thing I want to get done today or tomorrow, is transplanting these and getting them into a final position. You can see the carrots are looking really good. Lettuce, I don't know. Not sure, but I came out this morning to figure out a couple of other things. For one, trying to pick all of the lemons that have been falling off the tree, and there's one up there on the ground. Got most of them and was moving stuff around when all of a sudden this cracked, which means water is going to get let in there pretty easily, which I don't really want to do. This is the vermicompost. Basically the rest of them, well, that last one doesn't have any actual soil in it, and unfortunately, while I was trying to move stuff around, I ended up letting a bunch of water in there, so that's just full of water. But I want to clean up this area. I got to figure out exactly how I'm going to do that. I'm going to have to move stuff off the lids. I want to get these lemons cut and placed, and I'm thinking actually an additional thing, I'm going to put some of them right up behind the garbage can here, in hopes that that might be a deterrent for the cat. We'll see, because went back through a bunch of video yesterday and saw, pretty sure, the black cat with the white paws and the collar, if you will. He comes up here a lot because he likes to watch the birds up in the tree. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with all of that. So let's just get started. Okay, while I'm back here, I might as well actually tame the nasturtium yet again, and then deal with some of the volunteers and get them planted in these boxes here. So I'm gonna figure out where to put you so you can see what I'm doing. And I guess the only way to keep you in the shade is pretty much right here. Yeah, let me back up a little, then we'll do it. it's not a huge difference, but I did get it kind of cleaned up so that, well, let's see if I can just show you. Now it's kind of cleared the way, so actually it looks like I got a bunch of basil growing in this one as well as the black crim, so that's good. And the aromas are getting even bigger and more signs of flowers, I think. But anyway, the main point was to try and keep these from growing into the tomatoes and interfering. But see, like I got a volunteer back there. I didn't intend to plant that, and that's a weed right there. I'll get that out of here. But you see, like there's another one there. And I even noticed, where was it? Well, actually, there's a few seeds that have dropped down there. I'm going to have to pick those up and put them in the pile of miscellaneous. I've got like a big pile of the orange, a smaller pile of the probably yellow, and a middle pile of just mixed bag because I don't know exactly where the seeds came from, so I can't determine what they are until I grow them. But oh, maybe it was over here? Yeah, an itty bitty little one. Apparently a seed fell down there and grew, or is that just a little piece? No, it's attached. So I've got one growing out of the rocks there. I think I'll just let that be. But I'm going to put some of the volunteers in here. It may get a little crowded, but I just want to deal with that. I keep talking about it. Let's just get it done. Okay, I took a short break, but I got that all kind of planted up, and what I realized was that particular box, the soil was compacted rather tightly, so I think anything that was in there was just having trouble. That's why I decided to go ahead and pull the one that was in there, stuck in the volunteers. I guess I need to kind of water them in, and I had another that you didn't see back here that already had a couple right there, and I stuck a few more seeds in. There's even actually one itty bitty little one right about there. So yeah, that's that. Now I guess we go back to the side yard and try and figure out what to do with all those bins. Okay, so truth be told, I really want to get up into the pumpkin path and do that sort of transplant work, but before I do that, I really do kind of need to deal with the bins over here, and some of them, or one of them is empty except for the water I accidentally let in. One of them has a broken lid, and I think what I'm going to do is empty out the one with the water in it, give it a good cleaning, then turn it over, and I can use that lid to replace the one that broke, throw that lid away. Eventually I'm going to, they're all going to get kind of messed up, and I'm going to end up tossing them or buying some new ones, however that works, because I figure next year we're going to go back to the terracing, and I'm going to need to do the whole soil management thing all over again. So I don't want to just clean this whole area up. What I could do is just dump out all the soil that's in there, stack all the bins, and make it all nice and neat, but I've got to sort of preserve this space for next year. So I think that's what it's going to be, is just sort of moving some stuff around. There's the big, which you can't see, but I'll pull out in a minute, the big pot that still has some soil in it. I'll add that to some of the other stuff here. I've got to make sure that these things are able to drain any water that's in them. Otherwise you just end up with a muddy mess when you're trying to work with it. So it's just a lot of organizing and moving stuff around and cleaning up in general. So here we go. Okay, let's take a quick look at what we've done. Yeah, I mean, it's not like impressively different, but I realized I needed to deal with the soil. So, I mean, first of all, we got the one emptied out there. I cleaned it off and got it dirty again. This one is really soggy. The soil is really wet, and I do have drainage holes in the front, but what I realized while I was doing all of this is if the soil is going all the way down to the front, and I'm hoping that comes through, it might actually block the holes. So in this one and in this one, I've moved the soil to the back so that any water that comes down hopefully will then drain through those holes. Maybe it'll take some of the moisture out of the soil. So this one I'm just going to let sit. I mixed some of this with that and some of that with that. So I've got a mixture in here. I can use that for doing the transplants up on the hill. That leaves I keep referring to it as the vermicompost. There are some worms still alive in here. That's a good thing. But I don't know if this is technically vermicompost or even really compost. It's just sort of an experiment in throwing some soil in along with some leaves and a few food scraps. I need to dig through it a little bit more. The top layer, it's sort of in layers. Along the top, it is drier and teeming. It looks like little bits of life in there. But down below, it's more sort of clay-like. So I don't think that's supposed to happen in an actual compost bin. And I haven't been turning it, so I did do a little bit of turning here. So hopefully that'll pull some of the stuff up from the bottom, let it dry out a little bit. It's not completely mixed, not 100%, but it's something to start with. So that's where we are on that. That now gives me the opportunity, since I have this soil, to carry some of it up the hill, extend my mound that's within the ditch, and get some stuff transplanted. At the same time, I think I want to try and get, although the sun is really baking down on that area, I'll try and get some of the dead ice plant out on the front and maybe try and level it out to look a little bit nicer. So that's what my next task is. Here we go. Oops, I forgot this. I'll take care of the hill first. I'll come back and deal with that. Okay, that's done. I actually got some stuff done today. So actually the plant up there that I thought was kind of dead actually has a couple of leaves right behind the whirlybird there, and I keep forgetting what it's called. I'll put it here on the video. But the main point is I got some more soil up there. I need to water it in, but I'll leave that out. I'll leave that out of the video. I'm sorry, I'm a little out of breath. Need to water it in. I pulled all of the ice plant except for that one little patch right there, which seemed to be reasonably healthy. And I had some marigold seeds lying around that when I deadhead marigolds in the backyard, I just saved the seeds, and I've been accumulating them. So I figured, what the heck, let's put a whole bunch of marigold in there, kind of cover it over lightly, and next time we get some water up there, hopefully they'll all start to grow, and I'll have a whole section of marigold below the pumpkin path. Now that leaves this funky little thing here. I think what I'm going to do is just clear the debris out of there, and I'm going to dump it in this one bin, which is now empty. because it won't be mixing with something else, and maybe it'll dry out, which is what I was trying to do, but sitting in there, it gets really heavy. So I think that's it. That's what I'm going to do. I'll clean up, do a little watering, and that'll pretty much be it for the day. So that's it for today. Let's see what tomorrow brings.